Hockey fans, it is Game 7 tonight. Stanley Cup Finals. The Edmonton Oilers have a chance at making history. The Florida Panthers have a chance at making history. For the Oilers, they could be the second team in NHL history to ever come back from 0-3 down in a Cup Final, joining the 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs. For the Florida Panthers, they have an opportunity to win the first Stanley Cup in their franchise's history. Of course, they were in the Cup Finals in 1996. They lost to Colorado that year, and then last year they lost to Vegas. The Edmonton Oilers, the last time they were in this position was in 2006. Of course, nobody from that team is still playing in the NHL today. This is a truly historic game. This is a series that is going to go down in history as one of the craziest, most amazing Stanley Cup Finals of all time, no matter who ends up winning this thing, whether it's Florida or Edmonton. I cannot wait to watch this. My nerves are sky high. My excitement is even higher. So in today's pre-game report, I'll be discussing the lineups for the Edmonton Oilers, a few different numbers, a couple different stats to go over, and of course, my own thoughts on the game, who I think is going to win, and possibly a script leak. So tune in. Make sure you watch to the end of the video for that. If you like these pregame reports and you're excited to watch more content, because once the finals is over, that doesn't mean my content stops. I will continue to make content all summer, pretty much daily uploads. I'm really excited about everything after the Stanley Cup Final. However, until the Cup Final actually ends, I will not discuss too much in the future because I'm just trying to remain in the moment, trying to remain grounded, trying to just enjoy these feelings for both teams right now, both fan bases. Of course, there's nerves for Florida fans. Obviously, you don't want to see your team be on the wrong side of history here with the 1942 Detroit Red Wings. Of course, they were the team that lost to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And for the Edmonton Oilers, you're probably riding a wave of emotions. The season, it's been up and down from 31st in the league to firing Jay Woodcroft, hiring Kris Knoblauch. You had that 16-game win streak, got back into the playoff hunt, had that quick fight to the top of the Pacific Division, which they ended up not doing. Vancouver finished top of the Pacific. First round against LA, 5 games. Second round, Vancouver, they had a 3-2 series lead. Edmonton won game 6 and 7. Of course, they ended up defeating the Dallas Stars in 6 games in the conference final, and they were down 0-3 to start this series. And for the Florida Panthers, they've been pretty consistently well throughout most of the season. They've had some adversity, but not the adversity that they've faced up to this point. Having the 3-0 series lead, now the series is tied 3-3. I think what both teams are trying to do right now is not even dwell on what happened previously. If you're the Oilers, you have to forget the last 3 games that you just played. Of course, if you're going over video, talk about the good things, talk about the things that you need to do to continue to expose Florida in the neutral zone, take advantage of how aggressive Florida is. And for the Florida Panthers, it doesn't matter what happened the last 3 games because you can shut down all the narratives with a win tonight. For Florida, they win tonight. Not many people, sure, we'll talk about Oilers fans and Panthers fans. They'll talk about the 3-0 series lead that they almost blew. But if Florida ends up winning, it won't matter. The history books will say that they won the series in 7, and it won't be as intense, especially online, the discourse with fan bases, the memes that could come out of this. For Florida, again, they have an opportunity to prevent history from being written in a way that they don't want it to be written. They have an opportunity tonight to write history the way they want history to be known. And I cannot wait. I will be live streaming the game tonight as well, 6 p.m. Mountain. I might go live at about 5:45 just to do a bit of a pregame chat with everyone because I am super excited. Anyways, I know this intro is dragging. Let's jump into the projected lineup. I'll timestamp for you if you'd like as well, just so that you don't have to listen to me ramble the whole time. I'm trying to get the most out of these last couple moments of the season here. So for the Edmonton Oilers, the series is tied 3-3. Projected lineup, I don't expect any changes whatsoever in this lineup. Nuge is going to be on the first line, probably with McDavid and Hyman. Fogle will probably be with Draisaitl and Holloway. I know it says Fogle on the top line, Nuge second line. Switch them around. That's how it's going to be. Janmark with Henrique and Brown. The Janmark-Henrique Brown line has been a complete X factor in this series, and if Edmonton's going to win the Stanley Cup, look for that line to continue to find a way to produce and help the team win, especially on the penalty kill. All 3 of those guys kill penalties, and they have been lights out. And then Ryan McLeod, Derek Ryan, Corey Perry will be the fourth line. Of course, we know Corey Perry's history in the Stanley Cup Final. He's been to several Cup Finals in the last couple of seasons here, 3-4 seasons, and he's lost every single one. He lost in Dallas, lost with Tampa, lost with Montreal. He's looking to rewrite the narrative for himself and his career as well. Bit of a legacy game for him. Keep an eye out for that. And then Kane, Carrick, and Gagne, they will be the scratches. I am assuming, as of the recording of this video, Kris Knoblauch has not stated if Evander Kane is going to be in the lineup. Now, Nugent Hopkins, he had a maintenance day yesterday. However, we do expect him to play. I don't expect Evander Kane to get into the lineup tonight. On defense, you're going to have Matthias Ekholm with Evan Bouchard. You'll have Darnell Nurse with Philip Broberg, Brett Kulak with Cody Ceci, Vinny Desharnais, he's the 7th D-man. He will not be playing tonight. And then Stuart Skinner gets the start. Now, Stuart Skinner, speaking of the Oilers goaltender, his record is 10-0 in games 4-7 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. When the games get tough, he elevates his game to another level. He really struggles in games 1-3 in every series so far, but games 4-7 in every series, he really locks things down. If Edmonton's going to win the Stanley Cup, he may have to be the best player for Edmonton tonight. And the pressure, there's a lot of pressure on a 25-year-old in his second full NHL season, wasn't supposed to be the starter. Jack Campbell, we all know how that situation played out. Skinner was thrust into the starting role. He had that moment in the Canucks series where he was pulled. He was yanked by Kris Knoblauch. Calvin Pickard started 2 games, but since then, Stuart Skinner, he's a man on a mission. He looks relaxed in the net. He's always jamming out to the music playing in the arena. And for Stuart Skinner, I really hope, as an Oilers fan, we see the best that he's ever played tonight. Connor McDavid in game 6, he had 0 shots on goal and 0 points. It's pretty rare to keep McDavid off the score sheet, but it's even rarer to prevent him from even getting a shot on goal. Look for Connor McDavid. If Edmonton is going to win this series, if they're going to win the Stanley Cup, if Connor McDavid is going to cement his legacy in the NHL record books, his Hall of Fame career, look for him to rebound from his game 6 performance. Now, there were some fans that pointed out something that I should have talked about in the last video. When the Oilers got up, McDavid was focusing on the neutral zone play and defensive zone play. He wasn't focused on producing offense. The Oilers were holding on to that lead. They had that 3-0 lead. Of course, it was 3-1, but then they got 2 empty netters. But that was a really good point. Everyone that pointed that out in my last video in the comments, I appreciate that. And you are right. Connor McDavid, he is so committed to winning right now that even if he's not producing a point on the score sheet, he's doing the things right away from the puck to prevent scoring opportunities for the Florida Panthers. McDavid was exposed a little bit in the first couple of games of the series, but he's really turned up his game. Look for McDavid to have a terrific game tonight if Edmonton's going to win the Stanley Cup. Watch for him. First shift that he's out there, he's going to be shot out of a cannon, I swear. And then Sergei Bobrovsky, if Florida's going to win the Stanley Cup, they need him to get back to the level that he played at in games 1-3, because in his last 3 games here, he's given up 12 goals against on the last 58 shots that he's faced. He did not partake in practice yesterday morning, and I don't know if, that was just a mental health day for him. I would not be surprised. There's so much pressure on both goaltenders, both teams. You have a 3-0 series lead. Bobrovsky was so lights out in games 1-3. Everyone was talking about the Conn Smythe going to him, no matter how the series played out. The amount of goals that he's given up recently, though, I don't think it'll go to him. Even if he shuts the Oilers out tonight, I think it would be pretty difficult to give Bobrovsky the Conn Smythe. But Bobrovsky, we've seen how good he can play. He still worries me immensely as an Oilers fan. I have seen him firsthand steal games and play at an elite Vezina level. He's won 2 Vezinas for a reason. He is a terrific goaltender. For Florida, they're going to need Bobrovsky to play his best that he's played. And when it comes to Florida's forwards as well, they haven't gotten a whole lot of production from guys like Matthew Tkachuk. Carter Verhaeghe started off the series really well, but his production dipped. The best player for Florida, in my opinion, has been Alexander Barkov, and they're going to need a little bit more throughout the lineup, and they're going to need a little bit better defensive coverage, especially in the neutral zone. The Oilers are finding ways to expose Florida's aggressive forecheck. Florida likes to have their 3 forwards go in and attack and make life miserable for trying to get the puck out. But the Oilers, once they're able to get the puck out, they do have a forward that flies the zone, and they've been able to attack off the rush. The Oilers have 12 rush goals in the last 3 games. That is a lot. Florida, I'm very curious to see what adjustments Paul Maurice makes, what adjustments Kris Knoblauch makes. Because for Florida, you want to continue to stick to the system and style of play that got you here. But I'm curious to see if Florida comes out passive in the first period to try and, prevent the Oilers from getting on the rush. If Florida comes out passive, I think that's a good sign for Edmonton. If Florida comes out and they are on full-blown attack mode, the Oilers, they're going to have to survive the first 10, 15 minutes. For Edmonton, the key to tonight's game is getting the crowd out of it as early as humanly possible. The last time there was a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final, it was St. Louis in Boston, and the St. Louis Blues, when they got that first goal in the first period, the crowd was completely out of it, and they never got back into it. Same with Boston in Vancouver in 2011. When Patrice Bergeron scored to make it 1-0 Boston, it completely took the crowd out of the game, and Vancouver's crowd, they never truly got back into it, and for the Edmonton Oilers, that will be an advantage. Can they get the crowd out of it as quickly as possible? We all talk about the Oilers crowd, how much energy they give the players. Florida's crowd is also very loud, very exciting, constantly making noise. If the Edmonton Oilers are able to get on the Panthers very early and even get their own fans into it. I've seen so many videos today of fans that were on chartered flights to Florida to go watch this game. Oilers fans in droves buying tickets from the resale sites. I'm expecting a lot of Oilers fans in the crowd tonight, but the Florida crowd, it is still loud. It is still a rocking arena, and you got to take them out of it as quickly as possible. And whoever gets the first goal, I truly think wins this hockey game. That's just an old school mentality. Of course, the team that scores first has the better opportunity to win. But I truly think just with what's at stake here, how the teams have been playing up to this point, if Edmonton gets the first goal, if Edmonton gets up 1 or 2-0 in that first period, you've planted that seed of doubt. And, you know, in games 4 and 5 and 6, well, game 7, if Edmonton gets the first goal, that seed will full on sprout into full on just doubt mode for Florida. And if you're the Florida Panthers, you get on the Oilers first. If Florida is able to get that first goal, get in under Stuart Skinner right away. Well, now Florida, that sense of belief comes back, and that seed of doubt shrinks smaller and smaller as the game goes on, the more Florida holds the lead. The first goal is utmost importance tonight. Now, when it comes to my own game day prediction, I do a game day prediction every video. However, the last 3 games, the NHL gave me their script. And before game 6, they gave me the script, but they told me if I told everyone what the results would be of game 6, they said that they would never send me another script again. However, I was able to convince the NHL because of how positive the community has been, not only during the playoffs, but since I started making content. And not just Oilers fans, but Panthers fans, Canucks fans, Kings fans, Stars fans, Leafs fans, fans from all around the world. We have built a community. We have built a channel that is uplifting, that is positive. There's not much negativity here. We truly do try and treat everyone with respect. We try and be really good ambassadors to the game. We've had a lot of new fans to hockey join us, and the community here is very welcoming. And the NHL, they liked that. They like seeing the community be a positive influence in hockey. And because of everyone watching right now, they have given me the script for Game 7. And the script says the Oilers are going to break the Canadian drought. They are going to win the Stanley Cup tonight. That's what the script says. Of course, we'll see what happens. But truly, Oilers fans, Panthers fans, and every other fan watching right now, this season has been incredible. I would not be sitting where I am right now talking to you if it wasn't for your support that you've shown me, you've shown each other, you've shown the community. I couldn't thank you all enough. I just truly, truly appreciate it. I cannot wait for the game tonight. I will be live streaming. I'll have a link to the live stream in the description, of course. And at 5:45 p.m. Mountain, I will be live for the last game of the season. The Stanley Cup will be awarded. One team will hoist it over their heads. One team will be thinking about this for a long time if they lose. I watched the Oilers lose this in 2006. Florida fans watched their team lose it last year to Vegas. They watched their team lose it to Colorado in 1996. There's so much emotion tonight. No matter what happens, it has been an absolute privilege providing this content for you during the season. These pregame reports, this is the last one of the year. Let's make this thing count. Let's have the best game that both teams have played all year. Lay it all out on the line tonight. Every fan that tunes into the live stream, I cannot wait to interact and chat with all of you, no matter what happens. Thank you so much for being amazing. Thank you for being very positive. Thank you for uplifting each other and uplifting myself as well. I could not ask for a better community of fans that tune in regularly. Truly, truly means the world. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you really liked it. Tell someone that you love them. And for the Edmonton Oilers, like I say at the end of all my videos, fight like a kid, fight like Ben. The Edmonton Oilers, let's win this for Ben. Let's win this for Joey. Let's win this for Colby Cave. Let's win this for the fans who are no longer with us. Let's win this for the fans who are here right now and the fans who have yet to be born. Let's win this for the fans who may become fans tonight, who just became fans yesterday, the fans of tomorrow. Let's go, Oilers. We'll see you tonight.